The Sailing Alpha playtest is finally upon us, and in this video we'll be giving you a quick rundown of how you can get involved. You can expect to find a variety of sailing interactions and training methods to try out, meaning there'll be a little bit of something for everyone, no matter what your old school RuneScape gameplay preferences are. So, keep watching to find out more. The alpha is available on PC via RuneLite, Java, or the official C++ client. Unfortunately, it won't be available on mobile. Any member's account can simply select a Sailing Alpha playtest world from the world selection menu and log in to begin testing. Once in the game, you'll quickly be taken to Port Sarim, a very important starting location for all things sailing. We'll cover most of what you need to know in this video, but if at any point during the playtest you'd like a reminder of some of the important gameplay details, you can click on the Sailing Alpha info box button in the bottom left corner of the gameplay window. This opens up the Sailing Alpha interface that contains plenty of information about the playtest. Now, it's worth remembering going into the playtest that you're playing an alpha build of sailing, in which the content is still in active development, with many features being unfinished or not included at all. The ultimate purpose of the playtest is to get your invaluable feedback, so the old school team can do everything from slightly tweaking and improving sailing to overhauling entire segments, depending on your responses. It's all with the aim of making sailing the best possible skill it can be, one that's shaped and moulded by the community. So, if you want to be a part of that, the playtest will be open for 1 week, so be sure to get stuck in soon. A great way to start your sailing playtesting will be to take on the introductory quest, Pandemonium. You can do this by speaking to Will and Anne, who can be found on the docks of Port Sarim. I won't spoil too much here, just know that the quest itself will teach you a few of the basic sailing gameplay interactions, as well as take you to an island known as, appropriately enough, the Pandemonium, a new hub for all things sailing. By the end of the quest, you'll also receive a captain's log, which tracks a number of details of your life at sea, from all the things you can chart to your current port task. And if you ever lose your captain's log, you'll find a copy in the cargo hold of your boat by pressing the charting tools button. As a reward for completing the Pandemonium quest, you'll gain your own basic raft to use. It's simple and effective, but if you'd like something a little more impressive, you'll gain access to buy a small boat by speaking to a shipwright once you've reached level 10 sailing. Rest assured, in the future there will be even bigger and more varied boats available at higher sailing levels. With your own boat ready to use, head over to the gangplank at the edge of the docks and board your boat. Once aboard, click the helm, that's the part of the boat where you steer from using a tiller or wheel, to enter navigation mode. This locks your character in place and gives you control over your boat's movement. So, Modelena, how exactly do we move our boat?
Once you're in navigation mode, first set your sails by clicking on the sails directly, or on the sail button in the side panel. This will start your boat moving forward in the direction it's facing. When you want to stop, use the Unset Sails option found when right-clicking the sails, or use the side panel button. To change your direction while moving, click anywhere on the ocean and your boat will turn and head in that direction. You can adjust your speed via the up and down arrow buttons in the side panel. If you find yourself stuck in a tight spot, just stop your boat, then press the down button for lowering speed to move in reverse. An important thing you can do while you sail around is adjust your sails to properly catch the wind. This is known as trimming the sails. You'll know when you can do this, as every 30 seconds or so, a visible gust of wind will animate around your sails. This gust lasts around 10 seconds, during which time you can click on your sails to trim it, earning you a nice little sailing XP drop and providing you with an instant speed boost to your ship. Or if you have a wind catcher facility installed, you can keep your speed boost to use at a later time of your choosing. Once you're all done sailing and ready to get off your boat, head back to a port and click the gangplank to disembark. If you ever find yourself completely lost, stuck, or otherwise need to abandon ship, as a last resort, you'll also find an escape option on the boat itself.
Thanks, Elena. As you can see, the act of sailing itself is pretty simple to pick up. I'm sure you'll all be zooming around Gilinor's oceans in no time. As you level up sailing, you'll gain the ability to improve your boat. What can you tell us about that, Modeleni?
Well, upgrading your boat gives you access to even more things to do at sea, as well as letting you venture into more dangerous oceans. Normally, you'd use all sorts of resources and supplies that you gathered to upgrade your boat, but for the purposes of the alpha playtest, all the resources and tools that you could possibly need can be found in a handy chest in the shipyard. To access the shipyard, head over to the southern pier in Port Sarim and talk to Shipwright Sam to be taken there. From the shipyard, you can access the boat schematics board to upgrade some of the core parts of your boat. If you're looking to customize your boat further, you can click on the gangplank in the shipyard to go over to your boat and build at the hotspots. This will be immediately familiar to you if you've ever done a little bit of construction in your player-owned house. In the Sailing Alpha, you'll have access to a few different things you can customise. This includes upgrading certain parts of your boats, such as the hull, mast and sail, as well as adding additional things to your boat, like a cargo hold, salvaging hook, wind catcher, and an anchor. There are also buildable cannons in the Sailing Alpha, although you won't be able to use them just yet, as ship combat isn't quite ready for inclusion in this particular playtest.
Thanks for the info, Lenny. With your ship ready and waiting, let's take a look at some of the sailing gameplay you can try in the Alpha playtest. Port tasks are a lower intensity training method that will have you sailing from port to port, assisting NPCs with various problems. To start a port task, head to a notice board found at most ports, and accept one or more of the tasks on offer to you. You start off with just 2 task slots, and as you level, you'll gain access to more. In the Alpha, there are 3 port locations that you can take tasks from: Port Sarim, the Pandemonium, and Catherby. A simple courier port task could involve collecting some cargo from a port's loading bay and storing it in your boat's cargo hold. Then, you'd sail it to your destination before retrieving the cargo from your boat and turning in at the destination loading bay. Doing so correctly will see the local portmaster rewarding you for your efforts with some sailing XP and associated reward. You can consult your captain's log at any time for additional information on your current tasks, or if you wish to cancel an active port task. In the Alpha playtest, the same port task can be repeated throughout the day. However, the frequency with which port tasks change and new ones appear is something the old school team is actively reviewing. While out sailing, you may notice the remains of different shipwrecks strewn across the ocean. Using a salvaging hook facility, you can retrieve valuable resources and lost treasures from them in a very low intensity sailing training method. To start salvaging, navigate your boat close to a shipwreck and drop your sails down so you come to a complete stop. Then, just click on your salvaging hook to begin the process. There are 2 salvaging spots in the Alpha playtest, on the east and west sides of Karamja, but if you're having trouble spotting them, just open up the world map. Each piece of salvage found awards some sailing XP and goes directly into your inventory, but is also storable in your boat's cargo hold. Once recovered from the shipwreck, you can take the salvage back to a salvaging station found at most ports to sort through it and discover what kind of loot you've acquired. As you voyage across the seas of Gielinor, you'll find plenty of memorable locations, hidden currents, ocean depths, weather patterns, and other phenomena that you'll want to note down in your captain's log. Sea charting rewards your natural desire to explore, and is the perfect training method for completionists, awarding you one-time sailing XP drops for each thing you chart. So, how exactly do we go about charting things in the playtest, Modlite?
In the Alpha playtest, you'll gain access to a set of sea charting tools once you've built a cargo hold on your boat. Simply click to open up the cargo hold and withdraw them from there when you need them. In addition to your captain's log, the tools will include a spyglass that will let you observe some noteworthy areas in greater detail, a current duct that can be placed down in the water and followed to chart nearby currents, a set of upgraded diving apparatus that allows you to gather sea depth data once you've assisted the local mermaid, an anti-rust tonic that will remove rust from old weather stations for a troll meteorologist, allowing you to set sail and pinpoint the center of a circular wind stream to document where the wind drops and the weather is calm. There will even be a mini quest called Prying Times that unlocks a crowbar for use in opening up crates that were lost at sea, containing mysterious concoctions that you can choose to drink. Keep your wits about you and expect to solve a few puzzles as you attempt to chart the seas of Gielinor.
Thank you, Light. If you need further details while playtesting, you can inspect each tool to find out a bit more about them. The old school team is keen to hear how intuitive you find the tools and sea charting experience overall, and would look to improve the process or create additional tutorials based on feedback received. One of the more thrilling bits of sailing gameplay you can try out will be a Barracuda trial. Barracuda trials are fast-paced, active training methods that are meant to push your navigational skills to the limit by avoiding obstacles and completing challenges as quickly and efficiently as possible. Each Barracuda trial has its own trial master, serving as the starting point and record holder for the trial. Beating their time rewards you with a one-time sailing-related reward, while each completion, regardless of your time, will award you with sailing XP. The first trial, and the one available in the Alpha playtest, is called the Temper Tantrum. Mod Husky, perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about it.
The Temper Tantrum is our first Barracuda trial, aimed at players with at least level 30 sailing. In the trial, you'll be sailing around the rough seas of Temper's Cove as you attempt to retrieve rum shipments and ferry them through the storms and back to the Barracudas. You can start by finding Trial Master Rum-Ralph just north of the cove. The aim of the trial will be to ferry rum shipments from the south of the cove to the north, while collecting a number of lost supplies found floating in the water along the way. You'll want to be fast to impress the Barracudas, so make sure you take advantage of everything at your disposal. That includes utilizing helpful speed boosts that come from sailing through the blue whirling rapids, or trimming your sails at just the right time. Do be careful to avoid hitting any rocks though, and remember to dodge the storm clouds floating overhead that will otherwise damage your ship and slow you down. There won't be any rewards in the Sailing Alpha, however you can aim to work your way up the ranks of Swordfish, Shark, and Marlin by completing all of their objectives within the given time. To get that top tier Marlin rank, you'll need to sail extremely quickly and efficiently, without missing a single lost shipment along the way. Good luck!
Thanks for the rundown, Husky. I look forward to pushing for those top rank times and seeing some competitive spirit emerge between friends. On the topic of sailing with friends, while the full range of multiplayer features are still in early development, you will be able to team up with other people on the same boat and make use of their facilities as you sail together in the alpha playtest, should you wish to. To join someone, simply head to the docks where you board a boat and type in the name of the person's boat you wish to join. Regardless of whether you go it alone or join someone else, you can always sail around and explore some of the new additions in the ocean. You'll be able to access some new places mentioned earlier, such as the Pandemonium, and you might even catch a glimpse at some other locations further afield, like the Great Conch, home of the Tortugans. For now, the alpha playtest will take place in just one segment of the ocean, with many of the places within serving as just a small teaser for what's to come. You can expect the final version of sailing to have a vast ocean space to explore beyond it, filled with brand new areas and islands to visit. You'll hear more about some of those places and vote on what content you'd like to come from them once the alpha has concluded. Speaking of the future, there's still plenty more to come from sailing that won't be included in this alpha playtest. Everything from ship combat to crewmate systems are all in active development, but not quite ready for everyone to playtest yet. As soon as they are though, we'll let you know, and look to set up future playtesting sessions as the skill develops. For now, we want to encourage you all to get stuck in with the current alpha playtest. As a reminder, it'll be open for 1 week, and there'll be an in-game survey to collect feedback. It will be very much appreciated if you filled it out after playtesting, as it will be your best way to have your voice heard by the development team. Now that just about covers what you can expect going into the Sailing Alpha. The Old School team is really looking forward to seeing players finally get their hands on some sailing gameplay, so be sure to jump in and playtest sailing to help shape it into the best skill it can be. Until next time, I'll see you out on the ocean.